This is different. This is
Okay,
different.
come on.
This is apparently, and see, when they use certain buzzwords, they start telling certain things. The headlines on this, and it was sent to me by my sister in Delaware, along with the thing about the royals that hunt children for fun and sports. 168 children rescued, 281 pimps arrested in mass sex trafficking sting.
Wow.
Now, when they call them pimps, that usually means melanin rich. When they say pedophiles, that usually means melanin deficient. It goes on here to talk about a week-long operation that was going on across the country that rescued almost 170 children, according to the FBI. And the operation is called Operation Cross Country. And what they're saying basically is these are our children on our streets, our truck stops, our motels. These are America's children. These are not children from overseas in some faraway place somewhere. This is what's happening to them. Now, what's really a problem here is the FBI director, what is his name? I think it was Horny or something like this. The vast majority of these children, and some of them were adults now. They had 20 adult prostitutes that had been involved in this mess since they were 13 or 14. A lot of these arrests were in Oregon, Denver, and places like this. But they're saying the vast majority of these children who were recovered in 106 cities, and they were targeting casinos, truck stops, etc., and it involved 54 FBI divisions. Most of these children had never even been reported as missing.
Wow.
So where are they coming from?
Yeah, where are they coming from?
They're taking them in. I submit to you, it's children that they're taking from parents in hospitals, like crackhead mothers and whatever that don't give a rat's crap. That wind up in the foster care system. Some of them adopted. Was it one of our elders, one of our speakers that's an elder, had brought out, I almost want to say it was Dick Gregory, but don't quote me on that. I'm on the phone and you really need to be quiet. Who was basically bringing out that back in the, was it 70s, 80s, or something like that, so many of our children had been adopted by so-called white folk. And then nobody did any follow-up on them. And later on, all of a sudden, these children are just not in the families anymore. Unaccounted for, unexplained, and nobody gives a crap. In other words, when they place them with us, it's a constant haranguing, harassment, showing up and shit. You place them with some people, then you never look back again. And children that should still be in the home, that come in as infants or whatever, at 14, 15 should still be there, but they're just gone. They're not there anymore. Where are they? I think that's where a lot of these suckers are coming from. I mean, a lot of these children are coming from. That's where a lot of these suckers are getting them from, is what I'm trying to say.
Right.
Now, they're trying to, what they're doing, they failed to mention the races and ethnicities of the perpetrators or the victims. But the person that wrote this, some cat named Michael O'Sullivan, he made a comment that any half-wit can figure that out. No, any half-wit cannot figure that out.
Okay.
Clearly, he's one of these individuals that thinks that all this involves melanin-rich people.
And
if it does, that's not the crux of who they need to be going after. They still got Boys Town operating in Nevada. They still got the Vatican and them stealing babies and raping them. They still have elected officials and law enforcement personnel all involved in the battering of children, because most of these people are sadistic. That means they get off on hurting other people. That's fun for them.
Right, a sport.
And they're so high up that nobody can touch them, or nobody will touch them. Going back to what I said about these crazy Nazis all up in D.C.
Right.
psychopaths and sociopaths, and they're passing legislation to give them the green light, go ahead to do whatever they want to do to whoever they want to do it to, and nobody can or better not disagree, or you can be classified an enemy combatant, tortured and tormented and arrested with no protocols to liberate yourself either. That's all I'm saying.
Right. So you damn you do, you damn you don't.
Well, if we don't wake people up about it, if it doesn't get out there,
Mhm.
and enough people don't hear about it.
Right. Well, I know when you get that article written, make sure you let me know so I can pass it around, because I think that'll be some good information for people to read about the article you said you're going to write later on, or Saturday or something.
Well, it's going to be about what we talked about for people that can't, some people need to see it. It's not enough for me to say it.
Yeah.
That's why I tried to get them to bring it up on their computer. So go ahead,
Yeah.
though.
I'm like that too. I'm like that too. I'm like that too. I have to actually read it myself, because sometimes Kate can call me and be reading stuff to me. I'm like, put it in my box so I can see it, because I have to read it myself in order for it to compute what I am finding out. I wanted to bring up before we get off the air, because we got about 7 minutes left before we get off the air. But I wanted to bring up these children that are coming across the border, since we're talking about children. We got all these children coming across the border. If you all haven't been listening or hearing what they're putting in the news, there's this article that I had ran across, because they've been talking about this like daily about it. And there's a little girl, there's a lady that had interviewed a little girl, one of the little girls that came across the border. She was saying that the little girl was talking about how they were running from their country. Let me see. Where did she come from? I'll just read it to you. It says that she, an 8-year-old girl from Guatemala, who recently crossed the border without her family. These kids were taken by drug cartels and others, and would arrive back at their neighbors dead with their organs cut out of them. Obviously, the little girl has seen enough stuff. The little girl's relatives hired what do you call them? Coyote, to smuggle her into the United States. On her journey here, she was sold as a sex slave, finally escaping the 8-year-old crossed the Rio Grande.
Wow.
Okay. So here's my thing. It goes on to say that the United States has a humanitarian crisis at its southern border, as a number of unaccompanied children trying to enter the country has increased by 90% over just last year. I was trying to find out earlier. Earlier I had seen the numbers, and I wanted to double check the numbers before I brought it to the table, because the numbers were so huge. It was like unbelievable how many children they said they have collected. I know they're actually collecting them at the borders, and they're putting up like makeshift prison camp. I'm gonna call it prison camp, but yeah, makeshift camps where actually they're separating the children by ages, and each section has what you call, like at the prison with the barbed wire fence. They have all of this up around these children, and they have them in Arizona, Texas, and Mexico, and Arizona, Texas. I want to say California. They have these makeshift places that they're holding these children. Here's my situation. This little girl said that where she came from, they're all running from their home because people are taking them and taking them away and eating them or bringing them back. They're already been raped and all this other stuff. And then they're getting raped.
I'm crazy and racist.
And guess where they're coming, though? They're coming straight into the U.S., straight
going
here.
to school with your children, in touch. A lot of them are going to become predators. That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
And just so people know that story I talked about all these children under this Operation Cross Country, most of the children were recovered in Denver, Colorado. And it's funny that you mentioned that, because they're actually trying to hire right now. Thank Antoinette for sharing this too. The federal government is attempting to hire escort services for unaccompanied alien children. And I submit to you, yeah, as much as people might want this job and they'll want to try to help children, unfortunately, a lot of these children are going to wind up in the hands of predators and baby rapers that are going to go and look for this job as an escort service for unaccompanied alien children, get paid to escort and keep them and look after them, and God only knows what you're going to do to them when you get your damn hands on them, a lot of these sick farts around here.
And they're going to do to them,
huh?
Yeah. I was going to say, they're going to do to the children what has already been done to the children. So the children are already coming here, already done been done. Exactly. And that's what's really worrying me, because now I'm reading here where this came from San Antonio. They were talking about the taxpayers are footing the bill for relocating what could be as many as 90,000 children this year from El Salvador, Guatemala, and Honduras, who are crossing the U.S. border without their parents.
Well, you heard how they were complaining about what happened here in Arizona. Since, what was it, 1 or 2 weeks ago? How they just dumped a bunch of illegal immigrants in the air. In other words, remember how Arizona went anti-illegal immigration? And then was passing legislation about it, and then Los Angeles, California thought they were going to boycott, and then the federal government got in Arizona's ass, and now the federal government dumped a bunch of illegal aliens, women and children in particular, into Arizona, and Sheriff a pile on these motherfuckers. They going, well, what the fuck we supposed to do with these people? In other words, since y'all had the nerve to stand up against illegal immigration, this is what we think about y'all and what you was doing. Here, take these. And like, in other words, they told Arizona, fuck you, what you going through. Here's some. You trying to get rid of them. We got more for you. We gonna they just let them off the bus. Just let them off the bus in Arizona, in Phoenix. That was funny. Yep, just let them off the bus. And they brought them from other states, including Texas. Picked them up, dropped them off here.
Wow.
But yeah, Homeland Security is the one, they're hiring people to be escorts for these children. And I guess the ones that don't get placed will wind up back in these rings we're talking about for sting operations, and back out here in Europe and Canada and everywhere else for these goddamn royal blood families in the goddamn Windsor Castle and shit, and the presidents and the prime ministers and the priests and these people to hunt them, rape them, torment and torture them, and like they said, eat them and take their body parts and organs, and these motherfuckers are sick. And these are people in charge. Some of the sickest people on this planet are in charge of the planet right now.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the problem. Real talk. They don't care about children.
I guess what I want to know is, and this is just a thought process of going out there in the universe, I want to know, and trust me, I'm a mother, I'm a grandmother, I really feel for children who have been abused and all this other stuff. That's my passion, to just try to, if I could just stop every predator and whatever on this planet, I would. But my thing is, if the parents come to the border to try to get in, are you going to let them in? Are you going to house them? Are you going to, find something to do with them? Are you going to try to take taxpayers' money to go and make sure that they're okay and all this other stuff? And I'm thinking that, I don't know much about how they work in the border and all this stuff, but I'm thinking that if they don't let the adults over here, because apparently that's why they're sending the children over here, with somebody else to smuggle them in, because the parents can't come. I'm just wondering how come.
That's some of the sickest shit. If they can't come, if you can't come, they don't come.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Your child is with you unless you're a predator yourself.
That's what I'm trying to say. I don't know why they don't have anything in place where if you come without your parent, we have to give you back to your parents. That's all I'm trying to say. I don't understand why you're bringing all these children here. 90,000 children. We already damn near can't feed the ones we got here.
Hey, hello, thank you, Nadia. That's a real ass talk. It's funny that you bring that up, because the current administration is in the process of, creating legislation to make everybody here